Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to my subscribers lesson English practice. So, dear viewers, as you might be aware, it is a time controlled lesson as well as only for the subscribers. So, my subscribers can join only here. They can make comments, they can hop on, and they can talk to me. This is how these all these lessons have been designed from the Hallo app. So you have to bear in mind that if you are interested to join any of my lessons or any of my classes, you're welcome. Simply, you have to sign up from the lesson. You visit my account and find out the suitable time which is effective for you, which is once again effective for you, and join from there. So what happens? It is $10 for a 4 weeks lesson, and every week there are two 1 hourly lessons. Okay, so once again, dear viewers, it's Friday night here, and our local time is 7:56 p.m., which is the UK time. I'm sure that I'm expecting some of my learners or subscribers who would be joining in no time. Once again, carry on watching, and I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, so welcome, dear viewers. So our local time is 7:57 p.m. It's Friday night here in the UK, and I'm just conducting the um, subscribers lessons called English practice. So why do we need to practice English, dear viewers? I'm sure you know that many of us, you know, especially I should say, all the members here, except the teachers, are here to develop their English language to the next level. And amazingly, in many cases, it is found out that English language is possibly second or third, or in some cases, I've found it's the fourth language, and which is really very amazing and surprising, because being fourth language, you're learning and developing yourself to the next level, which is really I appreciate uh, from my heart. Remember that uh, practice is the key factor for learning any language. Okay, and when we do not practice in a systematic way, or in a such a way where there is no chance that you can develop, so practice every day, dear viewers. Okay, whether it could be listening or writing or reading or speaking, but I believe that most of the cases our learners are interested to develop their spoken English, the quality of English, and how it can be done, basically and definitely by practicing a lot. So, in order to practice every day, we have to be consistent. You have to study a little bit more. You have to keep a diary where you can see what have you learned and what's your progress. Okay. If you remember that if we develop our skill 1% every day, what could happen after 100 days will be 100% accurate. But in reality, it doesn't happen because we don't have that type of consistency or performance or perseverance. So let's move on, and we are going to read today Sophie's Choice by O. Henry. So let me share the screen. I'm sure, dear viewers, you can see the screen, and only my subscribers can come and read here with me, and they can practice from there. Okay. So once again, if you haven't met me before, this is Rahat Ali. I'm a part-time Hello teacher from England, and I teach English grammar, spoken English, IELTS classes, strategies, as well as basic British IPA. And uh, very often, many of our learners are interested to develop their pronunciation or sound, and another word they call it accent. But there is a significant difference between the accent and the pronunciation. And in the Western countries, even all the certificate exams like IELTS or TOEFL or CELTA or Delta or any other equivalent exam, nobody assesses with your accent. It is the pronunciation that is the important matter. Okay? It is the way you talk, the sounds, the intonation, the articulation, the natural of speaking, those are assessed. Your fluency is assessed, your grammar is assessed. Okay, so we need to understand those things which are related to our pronunciation and development, our fluency to an amazing and very standard level. All right, so let's see and wait what happens to my subscribers. There are 4 people in this lesson. I should say 5. And it looks like no one is present at the moment. However, let's see. Uh, Even the students are not here. And we've got a teacher here, Teacher Johnny, who would be joining us soon. I have to continue and carry on my lessons. Possibly they might be able to watch it later. Okay, so let's move on. Sophie's Choice by O. Henry. Sophie. So it's a name of a boy or girl. It's a bit confusing though. Oh, Professor Brahim is here. Let me see. Hello and Assalamu alaikum, Professor Brahim.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله teacher راحت علي.
How are you doing today?
I am great, thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you very much for the question, Professor.
Okay, come in. This is my daughter.
Hello.
Hello.
كيف حالك? How are you? She's so cute. What's her name, Professor?
Her name is Tamarit.
Tamara, how old is she?
She is 8 years old.
She's 8. Wow, that's cool. Sometimes, Professor Brahim, even
Yeah,
you don't need to tell, 8 years old, okay? She's 8 is fine.
she is 8.
Right. This is one of the ways in spoken English we can express it. How old is she? She's 8. She
Mariam, come in.
Okay.
Come.
So
You have to speak it.
how many daughters have you got, Professor?
One son and 2 daughters.
Mashallah. Congratulations. Mubarak. Mabruk. Alfin. Hello, Tamara and Mariam. How are you?
Come in, Mariam. Come in. Mariam, come in. Oh, she hesitated to present to the camera, but it's okay.
Hello, Mariam. You need to listen to Baba.
Yes. You have to listen to Baba.
Okay, that's good. And how old is your son, Professor Ibrahim?
He's 15.
Oh, mashallah. He's 15 and you've got Tamaran 4 years. And,
Uh,
sorry, Tamaran
Ma-
6, yeah?
Tamarat 8 and Mariam 12.
Oh, Mariam 12, Tamaran 8. But I thought you said 6. No, that's my mistake.
Yes, eight. She is eight.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
That's great. Looks like Professor, you are the only one who has joined up to now. Let me see if other will be able to join later or not. So, if you remember, this was the book that was chosen by Drivener, but possibly he's busy today. So,
Yeah.
shall we go on reading? Then we'll practice some spoken English. Is that okay?
It's okay, and I am ready to read and ready to be corrected.
That's great. Thank you very much, Professor. So, I have got a question here. You know the name Soapy. Is it a name of a boy or a girl?
As you said last week, on name with Y generally in UK is for a girl, but from this the story it's for a man who wants to go to prison for 3 months. He's feeling cold and he look for something to put them and the policeman to put them another time to prison.
Wow, Professor Ibrahim, that is the gist or the summary of the whole, this reading. Amazing. So, Professor Ibrahim, when you read the whole story, if you can summarize in 3 or 4 lines, this is the your creation of your own thoughts that you have developed in writing. You have summarized the whole, reading that part. Amazing. Congratulations. And I appreciate for that.
Thank you, teacher Hatali.
Okay. Another thing, Professor Rahim, I should have mentioned it, which I didn't. When we are reading, remember that, and when we are speaking as well, we do not stress on every word. We stress those words which are important. We call them strong forms of words. Okay. And another word, we call them content words. Content means main and important word. Okay. Like if I say, what's your name? Here, name is the main part. Even what's your, if you remove it, people will understand they're asking name. If I say name, you will understand, oh, maybe the person asking my name. So name is the strong word, and what's your here are the weaker words. Okay. So strong words are called content words, and weaker forms or words are called functional words. uh,
Okay.
okay, Professor Brahman, they are present everywhere, every sentence, every conversation, everything, whatever we talk. Okay, but because we don't know, sometimes we try to stress, even unimportant things. So as we go through, we'll give you more examples. So when you
Okay.
start reading, just focus on that sentence, which word is important here. Like Soapy sat on a seat in Madison Square, New York, and looked up the sky. Look, looked up at the sky. And when it is a strong word, our voice becomes a little bit stronger or higher. Okay, rising intonation we call them. When it is weaker forms, then we pronounce it softly or lower intonation or falling intonation. Is that clear, Professor?
Okay. But it needs a lot of practice.
That's right, because English is our not native language. So, but read it as we go through. That's fine. As we go through, we'll just move on. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me give another way to understand. If it is a noun, adjective, those are strong words or content words. Okay, verbs, conjunctions, helping verbs, those are weaker forms or functional words. All right, Professor Rahim.
Okay. All
Bravo.
right.
Okay, keep reading, please.
Okay. Swap's choice by O'Henry. Swap sat on a seat in Madison Square, New York, and looked up at the sky.
One moment here. It's
Did
Professor Rahim. It's a medicine, med, not medicine. Medicine.
Madison, Madison, Madison,
Very good.
Madison Square.
Look, medicine and medicine, they might sound similar, but they're not. I've written it. Madison, medicine. Ma and me. Ma, me.
Madison, Madison,
Very good.
medicine, Madison.
And also this word, look at this word, sit and seat.
Yes.
Sit.
One is long.
That's right. So
Yeah.
when you'll find two similar vowels like E and A, that time generally it becomes with longer sound. So it's sit, sit, seat.
Seat.
Very good.
Okay. Swappy sat on a seat in Madison Square, New York, and looked up at the sky. Or did leaf fell onto his arm?
One
Winter was coming.
one moment. Look at this word. Oh, someone is joining. Let me see who is it. Oh,
Drivener.
driver is here. Yahoo! Driver now.
Hello, teacher Rahat. Hello, Professor Brahim. How are you doing? I see you are doing well.
Yeah.
So driver now. We have started without you.
Oh, sorry for being late, but I'm here now.
Great. Professor Brahim is reading fast, but as we go
Yeah,
through today, we'll focus each and every word so that it becomes correct sound and it is a good practice for all of us.
yeah.
Great. Professor Brahim, look at these two words and also Drivena. How? Oh, sorry. I made a mistake. Yeah, I'm just writing it again. Look, dead and dad.
Dad. Deed.
Not the dead.
Death. Which the?
No, the.
Death.
Look at this three words. Yeah, they are similar. Professor Brahim and Drivena. Deed, dead,
Dead.
dad.
Deed. Deed.
Dad
Dad.
and dad.
Dad.
D sound, Professor Brahim, not
Oh,
T.
true.
Dad, D-A-D, dad. Dad.
Yeah.
A deep tongue is that.
Dad.
Dad, like
Dad.
bad. Similarly, bad, dad, sad, mad,
Bad. Dad.
lad, fad. Okay?
Yeah.
Clear, Drivena?
Yeah.
Very good.
I see that the second and third words are sounding exactly the same.
No, they're different.
No?
No. Dad, D-A-D, dad is a da. Da sounded longer. Diphthong is there. But dad is a
Longer.
dead.
Okay.
Dead. Like he is dead. Similarly, head. Similarly,
Yeah.
head. Okay?
Yeah.
Dead, head.
Dead. And the first with the double A.
Double E.
Double E. What it means?
It means
Deed.
deed means your activities. Good
Okay.
your works. Like man lives on deeds, not in years. Which means that is a proverb. Means when people do good things, the good works can make him ever living. Okay, not the age. Which is why many people like many scientists died a long time ago, but they're still with us, like Einstein, because of this theory, physics theory, Newton. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, like English poet William Shakespeare. Okay,
Yeah.
so deed, dead, and dad. Drivena, deed,
Did,
dead,
dad,
and dad.
dead.
So
Shortly.
no, the last one is bit diphthong, dead, a bit longer sound. So you need to practice. Sometimes when you're speaking quickly, they may sound similar, but you got to be careful. One is dad and is
Yeah.
dead. My dad is dead. That's a good tongue twister. My dad is dead. Good tongue twister. Yeah. Dad is dead. Oh, he's dead.
Dad is dead.
Yes. Dad,
Dad is dead.
dad is dead. S sound.
Oh, okay. Dad is dead. Yeah.
A and E sound. Drivena. Dad.
Yeah.
A. Basically, it is not A. It is AE. And next one is
Dead. Mhm.
Dead. Did.
Dad, did, dead.
All right.
Oh,
Better than before. But anyway, it's a homework for both of you. Please, eh?
Okay.
okay.
My dad
Okay.
is dead. My dad is dead.
Yeah, my dad, died long time ago.
Was. We say my dad was dead. Not is. Was.
My dad was dead. Yes, my dad was dead. Okay. Now, second line. A dead leaf fell onto his arm.
A dead leaf fell onto his arm. Winter was coming, and Swapping knew that he must make his plans. He moved unhappily on his seat.
Very good. Let me move down. Carry on reading, please.
Yes, he wanted 3 months in a nice warm present with food and good friends. He was This was how he usually spent his winters. And now it was time because at night on his seat in the square, three newspapers did not keep out the cold.
Okay, wait here, please.
So,
You know the first
okay,
lines he wanted. It is WA sound is O in pronunciation.
wa-
WSO, wanted, not wanted. Wanted.
wanted,
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 and E becomes I. So it is wanted. I'm writing it
Wanted.
how it should sound. Wanted.
wanted.
Yes. Better than before. Wanted. This is the tragedy. WS sound should like WO, and W is other way, WR. Okay. So he wanted 3 months in his nice warm, not warm. If you say warm, it is the insect. It means warm.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Yes, sound is important, which is why we are trying to practice good pronunciation. Our teacher Johnny said she would be joining possibly in the last half because she has gone to school. Okay.
Yeah.
And Flourish, she
Uh,
wasn't here.
I don't know. Maybe she's sleeping. I've sent a message to the group. Uh, Only Drivener has seen the message. No, Flourish and this Morsal, that new guy.
Ah, Morsel, yeah.
Okay, carry on reading, please. Let me read it again. Yeah, Professor Ram. He wanted 3 months. Remember th sound. If you remember, teacher Johnny said it is non-voice. So our tongue must touch the tooth. Months, months
Months,
in a nice,
months.
warm prison with another th non-voiced. Food and look, food longer sound, but good, not longer sound. Food and good friends. Okay.
Yeah.
So this was how usually, it is not usually, it's usually, because the A is schwa sound that is not pronounced at all. So it becomes usually spent his winters, From this word his, we understand Soapy is a boy, male.
Yeah.
And now it was time because at night on his seat in the square, three newspaper did not keep out the cold. Professor Ibrahim, read one more time, then we'll go back to Drivena.
Okay, he wanted 3 months in a nice warm prison with food and good friends.
Better than
This
before.
was this was how he usually spent his winters. And now it was time, because at night on his seat in the square, three newspapers did not keep out the cold.
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 Okay, so please read these two lines more.
So Swappy decided to go to prison, and at once began to try his first plan. It was usually easy.
Okay, very
He
good.
ate
Go on.
he ate dinner in an expensive restaurant.
Restaurant.
Then he,
Uh, f-
restaurant, restaurant. Then he told them he had no money, and they called a policeman.
They called a policeman. So Soapy decided to go to prison and at once began to try his first plan. It was usually easy. He ate dinner in an expensive restaurant. If you remember, Professor Brahim, and drive-in restaurant is a French word, so that "and" should be through on a restaurant. Okay,
Restaurant.
like croissant, dej- uh,
Yeah.
deja vu, rendezvous. Yeah,
TGV.
okay. Then he told them, look, told them, look, told them. Here, them is weaker from told them he had no money, and you see, when you are reading quickly, and becomes n, simple n. Many cases, remember that, and becomes simply n. He had no money, and they called a policeman.
And they called the policeman.
Is it okay, Professor Ibrahim?
Yes.
Okay, now let me give the chance to driver to read. Then we'll again swap maybe. Driver, it's your turn.
Yeah. Thank you. Nice and easy, with no trouble. So Soapy left his seat and walked slowly along the street. Soon he came to a bright restaurant on Broadway.
Very good. Your sound has improved, both of you. High five to driver, high five to
Yeah.
Professor Ibrahim.
Thank you.
Broadway. Okay.
Oh, this was all right. He just had to get to a table in the restaurant and sit down. That was all, because when he sat down, people could only see his coat and his shirt, which were not very old. Nobody could see his trousers. He thought about the meal, not too expensive but good.
Okay. Hang on a moment here. Okay. Remember that expression. It was we call in grammar interjections. Interjections are those words which we always use for expression. It could be happiness, it could be glory, it could be success, it could be sadness, it could be pain, like ouch, like oh my god, such a beautiful girl, or hoorah, I won a lottery, or you can say alas, someone has passed away. Okay, in grammar these interjections are not called words, but they are like jewels. Okay, when women use the jewelry, that makes the sentences and your expressions so attractive to the listeners and to your readers as well. Okay, so look at the exclamation sign. This means this is an interjection. This is all right. He just had to get to a table. Table, remember, not table. Table, a longer sign, in the restaurant. If you remember, Professor Brahim and Raivana, sometimes we use the and sometimes we use the before a sound. Before a vowel sound, we generally say the with the, but before a consonant sound, we say the restaurant, like the US, the UK, but the Philippines, the Falkland Islands, okay, the People's Republic of China, etc. So that's all, because when he sat down, people could only see his coat and his shirt, which are not very old. Nobody could see his trousers. Remember, trousers is a British word. It means pants. Whatever we say pants,
Yeah.
in Britain and England they call them trousers. American call them, calls them pants, or maybe pajamas sometimes. You see?
Flourish is here.
Pajama is something like underwear.
No, pajama is not like that. Hello, Flori, you welcome. Let me invite her. I'm trying to add.
Hello, sir.
Hello,
Yeah.
welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much, teacher. Hi, sir, Prof. Brahim and Sir Drivener.
Hi,
Nice to see
Hello,
Flourish.
you
How
all
are
Flourish.
you?
again. Good morning. Yeah, I just woke up, sir.
So it must be
I came late, sorry.
no
It's
worries.
already 4:30 in the morning, sir.
Oh,
Here in the
and you
Philippines.
chose
4:30. Oh,
Flourish. Driver is confused. Why it is 4:30 in your country? Which country are you from again?
I'm from the Philippines. So our time is the I 8 hours behind. I think so.
She's from the
For
Philippines.
we are I think our time is in advance.
All right.
okay.
So the eastern countries are, it's early morning, like the Philippines, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia,
It's
and those
already
areas.
Saturday.
Already Saturday, and still we are on the Friday. You see, she's from the future. We were from the past.
How can we
And
talk to each other?
it's really nice to practice every morning. As I wake up in the morning, I practice with the teacher. So it's
That's
good learning.
okay. Let's move on.
Good time
After
for me.
after Driveners reading, Flourish is going to read. Okay, we are trying to, read accurately and the sound. And if there is any confusion, please do ask. Okay, we can explain and we can give example and we can move on.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Drivener.
Okay. He thought about the meal not too expensive but good.
Okay, then.
Okay. But when Soapy went into the restaurant, the waiter saw Soapy's dirty old trousers and terrible shoes. Strong hands turned him around and helped him out into the street again.
Okay.
So now, can I read?
Yeah, yeah. After reading that, can you please explain what happened in these lines? Can you please explain in your own words?
Okay. So he had to think of something different. Soapy walked away from Broadway, and soon he found himself on 6th Avenue. He
Okay.
stopped in front of a shop window and looked at. He stopped. He stopped in front of a shop window and looked at it.
Okay.
It was
So hang on a second,
yeah.
Drivener. So what did you understand up to these lines? Okay, let me read it. But when
Yeah.
Soapy went into the restaurant, the waiter saw Soapy's dirty old trousers and terrible shoes. Strong hands turned him round and helped him out into the street again. So now he had to think of something different. Soapy walked away from Broadway and soon he found himself on 6th Avenue. He stopped in front of a shop window and looked at it. Okay, so what is the meaning of these lines you read? Can you please guess?
Okay. Can you scroll a little bit up and I will try rephrase?
Sure, that will be better.
Yeah. Okay. But when
From here, right?
that was all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was first his plan. He wanted he wanted to go to a restaurant and he wanted to order some meal and he wasn't going to pay.
Mm-hmm.
That was his first plan. But when he went into the restaurant, that was not so easy. That wasn't like he was thinking.
They don't let
Because
him to eat.
Sorry,
could you say it
Professor.
again?
They don't let him to eat.
Yeah.
First, before eating and not paying, they don't let him to eat.
Yeah. Why? Because they saw his dirty old clothes.
It means he hasn't no money.
Yeah. They guess
Yeah.
that he is not able to pay. Am I
Okay.
That's
right?
right.
That,
Yes.
Yeah.
I
so
guess.
yeah, you missed 2 points here, both of you. Remember, his plan was to go to a restaurant to get a cheap meal, not too expensive. And because of his clothing and the shoes, the waiter noticed that possibly he didn't have any money. So
Yeah.
they just threw him on the street. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Without any questions.
without any questions. Here is one thing, Professor Brahim, you said they didn't let him to eat. Remember that let is a causative verb. After causative verb, we don't need to use any kind of preposition. So simply you can say
Okay.
they didn't let him eat. Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank
remember,
you.
these are one of the grammar patterns and rules. After any causative verb, let me explain one more time. After causative verbs, so which are causative verbs? The most common causative verbs are make, help, and let. We use very often in our writing as well in speaking. Like I helped him learn English, not to learn English. Okay,
Yeah.
my dad. Okay, my dad let me drive his car. Okay, I made him understand the English grammar. So these are the way I made him to understand, not my dad let me to drive, not I helped him to understand. Okay, clear all of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I
Yes,
say
teacher.
they didn't allow him to enter?
No, he entered, but later
Oh,
he was
okay,
thrown.
okay.
If you read this
They
part,
let him.
strong hands turned him round. That means he entered. As soon as he entered, the
Yeah,
possibly the security, the waiter asked the security to throw him to the street again.
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Flourish, are you ready? It's going to be your turn now.
Yes, teacher.
By the way, everyone is doing better than last week, which is why I'm very happy. Let's see
Yeah.
the performance of Flourish. I'm sure you'll be doing great, Flourish. Be brave and don't worry, yeah?
Yes, teacher.
So, is it
I
okay to
will.
read from here? It was nice.
Yeah. It was night and bright, and everybody in the street could see him. Slowly and carefully, he picked up a stone and threw it at the window. The glass broke with a loud noise. People ran around the corner, and Sophie was happy because the man in front was the policeman. Sophie didn't move. He stood there with his hands on his pockets and he smiled. I'll soon be in prison now, he thought. The policeman came up to Sophie. Who did that? He asked. Perhaps I did, Sophie replied.
Okay, can you
But
stop here? Okay,
yes, teacher.
okay. So it was nice and bright, and everybody in the street could see him. Okay. Slowly and carefully, he picked up a stone and threw it at them. Okay. And corner. Okay, great. Yeah, move on. Carry on. I remember one thing, Flourish. If teacher Johnny explained last time that you have to be a little bit slower when you are reading, so that
Mhm.
the words could be so distinct and our listeners can understand it clearly. I know that you have the trend to read bit faster, but sometimes faster reading makes the words not clear.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
so let me read
Will.
this two parts. Like he stood there with his hands in his pockets. If there is comma, you see comma, hmm?
Yes.
You have to stop a little bit. And he smiled, full stop, or Americans say period. Okay, I'll still be in the prison now, he thought. The policeman came up to Soapy. Who did that? Look, when it's a question, our tone must go upper, intonation or rising intonation. It should sound like a question. Who did that? He asked. Perhaps I did. Okay, this is the answer I was going to ask you. Why did the writer used perhaps I did? Sophie replied. Okay, let me ask Professor Brahim first. Perhaps I did. Why did he use perhaps?
Because the policeman is there and everybody saw who did it, but it's not obvious to say that it's me, perhaps.
Mhm.
Okay.
He want to make some doubt about the person who did it, although he he knows that he did it, to make some some
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
something not clear in the to attract the policeman curiosity.
Curiosity. Okay. Okay. Driver, now, what's your opinion about this one? Perhaps I did. Sophie said. Sophie replied.
That means that the policeman didn't see who did that,
Mm-hmm.
and he asked. And Sophie, I think Sophie wanted to make some conflict. Perhaps I did. You know,
Okay.
what do you say? What do you say if I did?
Okay. You mean in a different, challenging way, driver now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us listen the explanation from Flourish. Flourish, what's your opinion? Perhaps I did, replied Sophie.
Um, Sophie wants to let the policeman confirm that he was the one who did it, but with the word perhaps will make me feel annoyed, with a bit annoying. If perhaps I did, he wants to confirm that he was the one, but with a little of annoying the policeman
Can I
That's
add
to
something, teacher? After
to annoy.
Flourish?
yes, sure. Let Flourish finish it, please.
So
Okay.
that's all, teacher. To annoy the policeman more,
Okay.
but he's confirming that he was the one doing it. Who one who did it?
All right. Mr. Ibrahim, what do you like to add?
And I'd like to add that Swapi wants to challenge the policeman. What you can do if it's me? That's the.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what? So
All right. You all are correct, more or less. That's right. Because the policeman didn't see it, when the policeman approached to Sophie and said, "Who did it?" and Sophie wanted to make a bit, dramatical, challenging way. Perhaps I did.
Mhm.
In such a way, he said that yes. In another way, indirectly, well, what are you going to do? Even I
Yeah.
had thrown it to. Okay, you're right. Great. Okay. Carry on reading, Flourish.
um, but the policeman knew the people who break windows do not stop to talk to policemen. They ran away.
This is the interesting part. They ran away. Mhm.
The logic state of when something is happen. The suspect ran away.
That's right. The suspect ran away. Yeah. Mhm. So we're going to make sentence with this word run away. Run away means, what does run away mean from this word? Guessing, Flourish.
Ran. They ran away. Mm, out far away. Like I can't another word. I can't say another word, teacher. Another term.
Yeah, that's I'm
They ran
expecting it.
away.
Run away. What does it mean? It's a phrasal verb of run.
They disperse.
Disperse. Disperse is very academic word. Standard, obviously. Congratulations for that. But remember that when you're explaining Flourish, we have to
Mm,
use the easy word so that everyone can understand.
the people didn't mind. Didn't mind the person who did the window. They didn't make an interest to that person, so they didn't put their attention to that person. They so they didn't. They go away.
Got away. Yeah, got away is another word. Good. Very good. Professor Brahim, what?
Run away. I think it's to leave the place.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Disappear.
Disappear.
Fastly. Fastly.
Uh, Driver, there is no word called fastly. Fast. Remember that.
Fast.
Fast is the word that can be used both an adjective and adverb.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, disappear or leave the place. That's good. Got away. Drive away. What do you think? Run away. Another meaning. What could be probably the another meaning of run away?
I think the previous answers are enough from
No,
my classmates.
that's okay. But I'm expecting.
I can say only they are running away, or they are going to leave this place fast.
That's right. Leave the place first or escape. I was expecting maybe one of you might use
Oh yeah,
escape.
escape.
Escape. Yes, escape. We use this word when somebody makes a crime or fault. Now they're scared of the police or the maybe law enforcement agency or the maybe security people will catch them. They escape. They leave the place and moves to a safer place. Well done, all of you. Bravo. High five.
Okay, teacher Rahat, may I add something, some explanation about the previous sentence?
Sure.
But the policeman, you may I?
Sure.
But the policeman knew that people who break windows do not stop to talk to policemen. That means the policeman thought Sophie was going to make laugh on him.
Okay. Logic. As Professor Brahim said, it's a logic. Yes. That's right. When somebody does something bad or crime, they don't stay, they leave the place. So the policeman was surprised. Why? Sophie is still there and saying, perhaps I did. And what are you going to do? I didn't run away. Okay, in another word. Great.
Yeah.
All right, move on. Reading, Flourish. Ooh, time goes
And
quickly.
just then the policeman saw another man who was running to catch a bus. So the policeman ran after him. Sophie watched for a minute. Then he walked away.
Okay.
No luck again.
One more. If you remember, Professor Brahim Drivena, WS sound, walked, washed, not wa. Okay, Flourish.
Then
Walked
he
away.
walked away.
Walked,
Walked away.
walked away. Not
Then he walked away.
WS sound is WO sound in a pronunciation. Similarly, not,
Walked.
yeah, walked, not wa, o. Same as work, yeah? Walked away.
Yes. No
Okay,
luck again. He began to feel cross. But
so,
on the opposite side,
Cross. What it means, teacher? Cross.
okay, I was going to ask you, Flourish, what does cross mean?
he was from the other side and then he crossed to another street, to the other side of the road to look for another place to do some awful things like that.
Okay,
To cross again. He feel cross again. He feel cross, disappointed, frustrated.
all right, let me ask Drivena. Drivena, I read this story many times. What does cross mean here?
The word cross, or the meaning of this phrase.
Here, what does cross mean here? Generally, cross means we like do
Failure.
like this, yeah?
Yeah.
Crossing.
Failure.
If you want to close your window, you have to press cross.
Yes, but what does it means here? He felt
Yeah,
cross.
it means that he became to feel
Nervous?
Sorry.
annoyed. He was annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
He was angry. He was annoyed. He
Okay.
was unhappy
Okay, Professor Brahim.
because his plans didn't happen.
I think
He
I guess
failed.
that he began to feel cross. It means the first plan didn't work, the second plan didn't work. He felt to be angry and nervous, annoyed.
Nervous, yeah.
Uh,
Nervous, annoyed.
we shouldn't say nervous, annoyed maybe. And
And
go on. Flourish?
Teacher, his goal to be in his goal, his main goal was a failure. To catch by the police is again a failure. He feels like he's a failure.
Okay, that's right. He feels like he's going, he began to cross mean he's annoyed and he feels that he's going to be failure again or uncertain about his plan. Uncertain failure, you can say. Okay. Remember that English words are really sometimes I say English language is a crazy language. Depending on the context, one word may have different meanings. So we need to understand sometimes the context, how the word has been used. Okay. So if I say I began to feel cross because I was not successful at my work, that means I'm becoming annoyed and angry and maybe upset or maybe unhappy, maybe uncertain.
Mhm.
It could be any of them. Okay, remember that our tone when you're talking expression is very important, and from the tone people can understand I'm angry, upset, or happy, or I'm confused. Okay, clear?
Okay, okay, teacher Rahat,
Sure.
how can I say? It's not. It's not. Oh, one moment, please. It's not an idiom, uh, but is it a figure of phrase? How to say it correctly?
It is phrasal verbs. Feel cross. Okay,
Phrasal verb.
yeah, feel cross. Similarly, run away, walk away. These are phrasal verbs. Okay, so
Okay.
phrasal verbs are those verbs when there is a verb and there would be another preposition. Okay, cross here are two verbs though, but these are phrasal verbs. Like walk away, away is a preposition. Okay, and
Okay.
similarly run away, another preposition away. All right, or maybe away could be a adverb as well depending on the use. So figurative speeches are those when you are giving examples, comparing living object to dead object, like oh he fights like a tiger. Okay, like driving plays guitar like Gary Moore, the greatest guitarist Gary Moore who passed away. Or Professor Brahim teaches like
Yeah.
Einstein. That means his teaching method is such a quality that it can be compared with Einstein's teaching. Or you can say Flourishes conversations are so amusing, like President Obama, for example. So these are figurative speech, Lady Omava, I mean to say.
Figurative speech. Let me remember. Figurative. Let me repeat. Figurative speech.
Figurative speech, or in simple word, comparing you are something spatial. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Oh, time is going so quickly. Honestly, an hour is not
Yeah.
enough. We should have 2 hours. Can you make an
Yes.
appeal to Hello that let's make it 90
Yeah.
minutes?
No chance.
No chance?
No.
Zero chances.
All right, okay. Go on, Flourish.
But on the opposite side of the road, he saw a little restaurant. Ah, that'll be all right, he thought, and he went in. This
Okay,
time, no.
one moment. Here is, I forgot to say another thing. When somebody is talking himself or herself, we call them, I'm writing it. Let me see if you know this word or not. Uh,
Talking inside.
what is it?
Talking inside to himself.
Can you
Talking to himself.
Yeah, can you see the word?
Not
Not
yet.
soliloquy dialogue.
Okay,
Soliloquy.
soliloquy. Maybe I'm mis.
Soliloquy.
Let me see if I've made a mistake or not. The spelling. Hang on a second.
Like a monologue. I not.
Yeah, like a monologue. Yes,
Ah,
soliloquy.
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 Dialogue.
Soliloquy. Yeah,
Dialogue.
solil.
Dialogue to someone
Soliloquy.
Solo.
inside you.
Soliloquy. Yeah. Also
Soliloquy.
soliloquy. Okay, soliloquy means
Soliloquy.
is when you are talking to yourself, or you said another good word, monologue, dramatic monologue. You're talking to yourself. Okay, and you're thinking
Mhm.
we do this, everyone does that, every day.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
sure we make thousands of soliloquy dialogues. When we are thinking, we think, hey, why has it happened? Why it didn't happen? Where is my result? Why I'm not doing better? Oh, why I'm not getting success, etc. Every day we make this kind of thousands of sentences ourselves. Soliloquy or dramatic monologue. But soliloquy mostly used in the play or in the movie, but whereas dramatic monologue is on real life, human life. Okay,
Yes.
Okay.
clear?
Yes.
Yes, teacher. New word.
Yeah, so soliloquy. Yeah, the spelling is correct. I thought maybe I have made mistake. All right. Can you please read
Okay, teacher.
a few more lines?
This This time, nobody looked at his trousers and his shoes. He enjoyed his meal and then he looked up at the waiter, smiled, and said, I haven't got any money, you know. Now call the police.
Okay. All right. This is an interesting character. This time, nobody looked at his trousers. Okay, you know that look at is another phrasal verbs. Look at, look into, look up, look out. And his shoes, he enjoyed his meal and then he looked up. Looked at has been used in the first sentence, then looked up.
Yeah.
So what is the difference? Looked at and looked up. Looked at his trousers, first line, and he looked up at the waiter. Look, there are two prepositions. Looked up. So, Flourish, can you
Um,
differentiate the meaning?
look at when you refers to an object. Look up when it's a person.
Okay,
I look up at you. So to a person and then look at it. If it's an object, refer to
okay.
be an object.
Professor Brahim, what's your opinion?
My opinion is that the first look at it means he look to see is to see something, but look up it's to ask and to call someone. Hey, look, come in. That's my answer.
Okay, Drivena.
Mhm.
I don't really understand, but I suppose it can be he took a look
Look,
at the waiter.
look at.
He took a look at the waiter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Okay, and what about looked up? I'm sorry, looked
Uh,
at the trousers. So this time, nobody looked at his trousers. So looked at general meaning for all of you when you observe something carefully. Okay. So
yeah.
the first time when he went to the restaurant, the waiter looked at his trousers. That means observed his trousers carefully and found that it is all torn and shoes are terrible. Maybe shoes are bad, maybe, we don't know. Maybe torn as well. And looked up at the waiter. That means, what is the meaning again, driver? Now you said?
He took a look at the waiter.
Okay, and what?
Something like he when I'm looking at Professor Brahim, and after this I take a look to Flourish at Flourish. Is it?
Why are you looking at for Flourish? Tell me.
At her picture.
That's why Flourish is not using camera anymore. She said hi with the
I
Yeah.
always
okay. Look up meanings is a bit confusing. Okay, what did Professor Brahim say?
About look up
Yeah,
is to call someone.
to call
looking
someone.
for.
Yeah, that's perhaps I am wrong.
You are correct. Look up means here calling the waiter. Okay, and looking up straight. So it could have few meanings. First one is calling someone. I'm looking up if somebody comes or not. Okay. Also, it may be possible that I'm observing if someone is there. All right. Two possible meanings in both of the words in this case.
Okay.
Now call the police. Okay. Ned, he enjoyed his meal and he looked up at the waiter and smiled. So when he looked up at the waiter also saw him and he smiled at the waiter, like the way driver is smiling at us. Okay. And said, I haven't got any money. You see, this is a filler. Very often we use it in our daily conversation. Okay.
Dramatic.
Yeah, but I've seen many people use this filler. I'm going to home, and then something happened, okay. All right. It is a repetitive word sometimes in the conversation, which may be, a bit irritating. We call them filler. Like people say, use, you know what, or well. These are some of the fillers. You can use it maybe once or twice in a conversation, but not every time. I think we should stop here. Then we can discuss whatever we have learned. Is that all right? We have got 3 minutes,
Yeah.
30 seconds. The time is counting down.
Okay, we have to use, with moderation.
Yes. So, Flourish, what is the summary of the part you read? Tell us, please.
A summary of the part I read is the Sophie tried to make unpleasant actions in order to be catched by a police. So he did the breaking of the window and then eating in a restaurant without payment. And in order to meet his goal, to be in jail by the police, that's why he tried to challenge every time everyone to call the police. But he failed.
Okay. That's great.
The
Yeah.
third plan don't work.
All right.
Yeah.
So, do you remember any of the phrasal verbs that we have seen? Can you remember? Flourish, can you tell me two of them? And Drivener two,
Uh,
and Professor
Run
Brahim two.
away.
Make a sentence quickly, please. Run away.
I run away. When someone is trying to look up at me, I run away when I don't want to look at him.
All right. So, Drivener is trying to look at you. Don't run away now. Yeah?
Run away!
It's
I want
just
to
a
run
sample.
away. Time is running. Time is running away.
Time is running away. That's a good example, though. But you have to use two other, phrasal verbs. There are few we have seen up to now. Okay.
Oh, we don't have time.
Well, we have time. Still 1 minute 53 seconds. Enough for us.
Professor Brahim, go ahead.
Okay, look up.
Very good. Make sentences, please.
Yes, he looked up to the winter and he said, please bring me a bottle of water.
Ah, that's good. Do you like bottle of water?
Yeah.
Great. Great, both of you, Flourish
Yeah.
and Professor Graham. Driving no escape for you. You can't run away.
Okay. I can say the phrase from the first part of the story.
Yeah, go on.
Sophie looked up at the sky.
Already this has been used by Professor Brahim.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, and
He felt cross. He felt cross because he was angry at the
great,
policeman.
great.
And he was going to say many bad things about policemen.
All right, great. He felt cross. So I'll suggest you, some of the words we have learned today. Please make sure you practice and write some more sentences. It is not only that we read here. You can bring your own ideas as well when we practice and when we learn together. Okay, Professor Brahim, Drivener, and Flourish. All right.
Teacher, before leaving, I'd like to say to Flourish and Ravener and Teacher RahatAli and Teacher Rani, don't forget our appointment for tomorrow.
4 o'clock
Yay!
in the morning on the dot.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
We've got 5 seconds.
Thank you.
You take care and carry on practicing. Bye.
Take care.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you.